There's some more news that we'd like to discuss with you. Moving ahead now, viewers, Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney is likely to visit India in early March as Ottawa steps up efforts to diversify trade away from the United States. That's in fact some breaking news details that we are giving you. India's High Commissioner to Canada has said that Carney's trip could include agreements on uranium, energy, critical minerals, artificial intelligence and quantum computing. A 10-year uranium supply deal worth about 2.8 billion Canadian dollars is also under discussion. The visit would coincide with the launch of formal talks on a comprehensive economic partnership agreement or CEPA between India and Canada, expected to begin in March. Both countries are moving with urgency after stalled negotiations and growing uncertainty in global trade, including renewed tariff threats from the United States. Senior Indian ministers and security officials are also expected to visit Canada in the coming weeks, signaling a broader reset in ties between the two countries. All right, I now request General Dwivedi to join me back in the discussion here. Well, General, this is, of course, a very clear shift in policy from Trudeau. And Mark Carney, of course, is now looking to boost ties with India, also, of course, amid the tariff threats from the United States. How significant is this visit really going to be?
Oh, well, this visit is definitely very significant because after Prime Minister Mark Carney came to power, he has, as he said, the relations between India and Canada, which are very important relationship. You know, during Trudeau's time, the relationship had taken a nosedive because of the, I would say, hostile or the anti-India policies by Trudeau. But Prime Minister Carney has brought the ties back on the rails. You know, Prime Minister Carney had invited, in fact, Prime Minister Modi for the G7 summit in Canada. And that was the start point for the ties to start looking up. The second very important point is Canada itself is now looking beyond USA to diversify its trade relations with the other countries. You know, after, in fact, Prime Minister Carney had visited China and signed a number of agreements, and at the same time also Canada sees India as a very important partner. And as you rightly said that in the forthcoming visit, which is likely to take place sometime in the early March, a couple of agreements are going to be signed, especially on the uranium side, because that's one area where the agreement would be signed by something like about $2.8 billion agreement. And also the comprehensive economic partnership agreement is also on the anvil. Currently, the trade between India and Canada is about $9 billion, but it is expected to be scaled up to something like $30 billion by the end of this decade. So I feel that this visit is very, very important, and also, in fact, this will actually take the relationship further forward. And Indo-Canadian relations, as I said, are very important relations, and this visit definitely will give further impetus and momentum to the bilateral relations. And we see that Canada actually is diversifying to India, and also that will have larger impact on the Canadian economy, because, as I said, Canada has also, had recently visited, Canadian Prime Minister had visited China, and that also is sign of diversification. So I can, as I can give a small summarized comment, that this visit is very important. It will take the relationship further, scale it up, and this is, I think, the large interest of both Canada and India.
Right, General, we hope those relations, of course, are bettered. And for now, thank you very much for joining me in this discussion. Viewers, that's all we have time for. Keep watching NewsX World.